It's Daneson, tackled by Gala Supreme and Glengowan. Glengowan, Gala Supreme, they hit the line. Photo, Gala Supreme by a nose.
It's had a big impact on all of us. His cup win as a family. 50 years on, we're still talking about it and remembering the stories and sharing the stories.
Dad was very shy. You know, he never carried on like he knew that he was famous, so it wasn't like that. We didn't have to...
Yeah. He was actually always surprised, I think, when people recognised him. He was very humble.
To look at the memorabilia, see all of these wonderful images of Dad through the newspaper clippings, but even more special to see some of the letters from fans, particularly very young children, who are sharing their joy in the win, but also just that connection to him, and whatever he meant to them was special enough for them to write stories and to draw pictures of him and to send them to him, which I think is beautiful.
For me it was a sort of a surreal day. I was really half expecting for him to win it, and I don't know why.
He went there that day with confidence that in his own ability and that they had done all that they could do. The barrier draw 24 that had come through on the weekend, that was, you know, a major blow, because it was, you know, like, well, it's another obstacle to overcome when we just, you know, we've got this far. I remember the trip in the car into Flemington on Cup Day where he told us the plan, so that we would know when we were watching from the stands how he was travelling. I think Dad went in there with a confidence that we've done what we can do, now, you know, let's just play it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're all set to go on the Melbourne Cup, and they're off and running. A great shuffle down near the inside. Medaway was one of the first to get going. Down the outside, Glengowan is gathering him in, and they're followed by Gala Red, and Golden Sam is coming fast, and so is Gala Supreme. It's Daneson, tackled by Gala Supreme and Glengowan. Glengowan, Gala Supreme, they hit the line. Photo, Gala Supreme by a nose. There is a photo called for in the Melbourne Cup, but there's no shadow of doubt that Gala Supreme has won, and won by inches.
I think the Melbourne Cup is seen not just in Australia but globally as such a leading race for the racing fraternity. It is the pinnacle of one's career. It makes someone's career, in fact, and so it's not surprising that it's the race that every jockey wants to be riding in, and it's the race that every jockey wants to win.
Remember him as being a gentleman and being a nice fellow. That's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of the person that he was.
I think he would be surprised that 50 years on, that the public and the VRC are choosing to mark this anniversary of his cup win. But he would also be thrilled to know that he has inspired, you know, generations of young people coming through in sport. And he was always very proud of his family and his country up north. That meant everything to him.
It's lovely to see people celebrating the Melbourne Cup. It's lovely to know that my father is part of that story. But it's not just this 50th anniversary where we stop and pause and think about Dad and think about the Melbourne Cup. We do it every year on Melbourne Cup Day, and I do call it my Christmas Day. And it is a time for us all to pause and remember him, not just his success as a jockey, but also the wonderful man that he was.